Argentina are into the semi-finals of the 2026 World Cup, but thousands of their most passionate fans have not been allowed to attend the games. Why? Because of the intensity of Argentine club football. It is a level of passion so volatile that governments are scared of it crossing borders. The club matches are the environment that forged the World Cup reigning champions. And when club football becomes international, when the best of Argentina's teams are pitted against the best sides elsewhere in South America, the intensity reaches its peak, in a tournament that most people who watch the World Cup know too little about. It is a contest of passion, of grit, a place where legends are born and made every day. It is called the Copa Libertadores. For fans of European football, the Copa Libertadores can be thought of as the South American equivalent of the UEFA Champions League. The Copa Libertadores is sometimes called the CONMEBOL Libertadores as well, but for South Americans it is the other way around. To them, the UEFA Champions League is the European version of the Copa Libertadores. Because the very idea of the best clubs on a continent playing each other to determine that continent's best team was born in South America in the 1948 Championship of Champions. French journalists who watched it came back to Europe and started the European Cup, today the UEFA Champions League. The name itself, Libertadores, means liberators. The Libertadores are like the USA's founding fathers. They liberated South America from European colonial rule. That's why many South American football clubs have names like Bolivar, or Belgrano, or San Martín, or O'Higgins, to pay homage to these historical heroes. Belgrano is in Buenos Aires, as are so many of Argentina's most famous football clubs. Perhaps the most famous clubs, the two known to most football fans even outside of South America, are River Plate and Boca Juniors. 8 players, so about 1 in 3 of Argentina's current World Cup squad, played for either River Plate or Boca Juniors. You could walk from River's stadium, El Monumental, to Boca's stadium, La Bombonera. But if you're a Boca fan walking to River's stadium, you'd be crazy to try it. It goes the other way too. Boca fans aren't even allowed to attend River Plate games, and River fans aren't allowed to attend Boca games. When Boca play River, the Buenos Aires authorities declare this a high-risk Tier 1 event. It is called the Superclásico. In 2018, it was elevated to an intensity previously unknown. Boca played River in the finals of the Copa Libertadores. It was the Superclásico, the so-called Gran Final, or Grand Final, the final to end all finals. Violence forced the second leg match to be played in Spain. River won it 5-3 on aggregate. In Argentina, it is remembered as 9-12, the 9th of December. The violence that is linked to Copa Libertadores matches is because the matches stir extremely strong emotions. As an English newspaper declared, Derby Day in Buenos Aires makes the old firm game look like a primary school kickabout. Enzo Fernandez, Gonzalo Montiel, Julian Alvarez and Ezequiel Palacios all withstood the high pressures of tournament football in the Copa Libertadores with River Plate under Marcelo Gallardo. Montiel, Palacios and Alvarez all played in La Gran Final and hence won the Copa Libertadores in that Superclásico of 2018, the 9-12. And so their names are etched into the history of Argentine football forever.
River is the champion of the Copa CONMEBOL Libertadores.
Alvarez made further history when he scored 6 goals in the 2022 Libertadores against Peruvian club Alianza Lima. Other Argentine teams have dominated the Copa Libertadores as well. There are 3 others outside of Boca and River in Argentina's Big 5: Independiente, Racing Club and San Lorenzo. Independiente are called the King of Cups. In the mid-1960s, they won the cup twice. In the 1970s, they won it 4 times, and they won it again in 1984. 7 cup wins, more than any other Argentinian club. They were so unstoppable that CONMEBOL, the confederation which runs the Copa Libertadores, gave them the trophy permanently and built a new one. Independiente won that too. Nicolas Tagliafico, left back for Argentina's 2026 World Cup squad, played for 3 years with Independiente. He wound up captaining the squad that won the 2017 Copa Sudamericana. The Sudamericana is the second-tier competition. It is to the Copa Libertadores what the Europa League is to the UEFA Champions League. Independiente gave the world Martínez too, Argentina's goalkeeper. Many fans know him from his time at Arsenal in England, but Arsenal scouted him and found him in Independiente's youth academy. As for Racing Club, that's where midfielder Rodrigo de Paul emerged and where striker Lautaro Martínez started his senior career. Martínez debuted in the tournament with a hat-trick against Brazilian side Cruzeiro, helping Racing win that match 4-2. The final Big Five club is San Lorenzo. Pope Francis, who was from Argentina, was a lifelong supporter of San Lorenzo. He met with the team in 2013, a happy occasion that was as thrilling for the pontiff as it was for the players. The next year they won the Libertadores. Perhaps it was a blessing that brought them their first final win in the tournament. World Cup defender Marco Senesi comes from San Lorenzo. He'll play European football with Tottenham Hotspur next season. I don't have the time to mention all the players and the connections to the tournament. They run deep, but suffice to say, it is every Argentine player's dream to win the Copa Libertadores. When they are in Europe, the Champions League is important, but the Copa Libertadores can be as tough for a player to win as a World Cup is. An average group stage campaign takes a player huge distances around the continent, from Chile's Atacama desert, the driest place in the world, to Colombian rainforests, the wettest. So winning a Libertadores can be as great an achievement as winning a World Cup. As for Leo Messi, well, he didn't get the chance to play in the Libertadores when he was with Newell's Old Boys, the club at which he started. But he's expressed his desire to return to Newell's. And since Newell's are routine contenders in the Copa Libertadores, and since many older players of the modern era are finishing their careers in South America, he might well play in, or even win, the Liberators Cup. Whether or not Argentina win back-to-back World Cups, here's a truth for viewers. If you want a tournament that is extremely spectacular, a tournament that puts the world's best to the test before most people even know about them, a contest that any team can win at any time, watch the Copa Libertadores. And watch Golimetry videos too. With just the knowledge gained from this one, you'll be ready to witness the best football in all of South America.